Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. You know, I get some folks who write to me on a pretty consistent basis, and they ask for certain things that they'd like me to make, and sometimes it takes a longer time for me to get to them than others. Case in point, Lily. Now, Lily is a young lady who writes to me, and she's amazingly patient because Lily asked for a dinosaur about 9 months ago. And so Lily, I have now finally come up with a TP tube dinosaur just for you. And I'm going to teach everybody how to make it right now. So for this project, I'm going to use a glue gun, but you can use whatever kind of glue you want. I have my googly eyes. Again, you can use what you want. I've got a pair of scissors. Now, when I made my dinosaur, I colored him, and I used these green pens that I had. But you could also use paint, or you could cover it with tissue paper and glue. It's really up to you. Or you just leave it plain. That's, your total judgment call. All right, I've got some paper plates. These are important. I've got some TP tubes. These are important. And I am going to need pens. And it doesn't matter what kind of pen, just going to need a pen. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to just use one paper plate. And I'm going to use my Sharpie pen here so that you can see this. What I'm going to do is make my dinosaur's neck and head. And what's great about the paper plates is I'm just going to draw a line right along this ridge here. And then do you see where the upper circle here is? There's like a little outcropping. I'm just going to follow up and around. And to make his head, I'm going to come down into this part of the plate, into the center of the plate. And then I'm just going to draw up and over to make my little long neck head. So see, there you go. You can see his little head. All I did was just draw a little head right at the top there. And now to do his tail, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in the opposite direction here. And all I'm going to do is swoop down to make the tail. So I just came up, and then when I got about, 6 inches around, 7 inches around, all I did was just round it down and swoop it back. So there you can see, there's his head and there's his tail. And then all I need to do is cut it out with my scissors. And what's great about paper plates is that they're so easy to cut. Now, once you've done that, you're going to want to either paint it or color it or whatever. This is where I use these markers. Before I start cutting the body, I would color these as well. I'm not going to be using colored ones for this project right now, but make it with the white pieces. You'll get the idea. Okay, so for my body, all I'm going to do is take my TP tube, and I'm going to use my scissors and cut about 2 inches. It's about the width of my plate here. So if I measure, that's about 2 inches. So the width of my plate, I'm just going to cut that in so that my neck slides right in. Now I want to make sure that it doesn't flop around. So what I'm going to do is take my finger and just match right here. See, that's where the cut is. Match the bottom right across from it, directly across from it. And again, I'm going to cut another 2-inch slit. So that now I can just take my head, and here's the neck, just slide it right in. Now, depending on how long you make this, you could even make this into a horse or whatever you wanted to, but this is a long neck dinosaur, so he's got a pretty long neck. And as you can see, I've got some of this sticking out the bottom, and you'll see why in just a second. That's where I'm going to attach the legs, so I want to have a little bit of extra right there on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the back for the tail. So once again, I can even line it up with the head here. 2-inch cut there, and a 2-inch cut there, so that I can take the tail and slide it in. There we go. And then you can futz around with how you want that placement. It can go down, it can go up, it can be upside down, whatever you want. Now we need some legs. Now, if you want to, you could make a very tall dinosaur. That's up to you. But in this case, I'm going to give him some short, stubby legs. So I'm just going to take my tube and I'm just going to push it down just a tiny bit and just snip it right through the center. You're not going to hurt the tube. It'll spring right back to shape, like that. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, and now I'm just going to take my scissors and once again do a little snip. And this is going to be so that I can slide it right onto here where my neck is. Pull down a little bit more to the neck to attach the legs. So I just slide them right on there. Now I'm going to use a little glue to keep everything in place. So I'm going to slide that off for just a second. Put a little hot glue here. That's going to hold that in place. Put a little hot glue here. That's going to hold that in place. Now I'm just going to put a bloop of hot glue on either side there and at the back so that I can slide my feet on and they'll stay right there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing in the back. Now because my tail is so big, I'm actually going to give it 2 slits. I didn't need to do that for my front because it had just a short neck there. But this, because this sticks out in the back, I'm going to give it a double. And once again, I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here. A little glue there. I'm just going to slide this on now and hook it up with the tail. There we go. Now, my example, as you saw, I totally, completely had colored him green. But in this case, I'm just going to leave him be plain because there's something about him being plain that's kind of fun too. Now, I might at this point want to add some toes. I can add toes like that. And now I can also come back and add some googly eyes. And I'm just going to put a little hot glue here. And one eye there. And I'm going to put another eye on the other side. There we go. Whoop! Wait, he lost his eye. There it goes. And I can give him a little smile with my Sharpie pen. And a little nosy. And my long neck is ready for Jurassic Park. And there you have it, a TP tube dinosaur created for Lillie and the rest of you as well. So remember, if you've got a request, make sure to send it on in and I'll try to get to it as soon as I possibly can. For more fun recycled ideas, come and check us out at Sophie-World.com. Bye, Lillie.